faculty, family, friends. On behalf of the class of 2019, I would first and foremost like to thank you for all the support you've given us over these past 4 years. Graduating high school is no small feat. My fellow classmates here today all had to go through the same PE swim unit. We survived the hurricane and blizzards of freshman year. We tolerated the scorching heat of Yorktown's temperamental AC system. We're here graduating now, and none of this could have happened without you. Our teachers, our parents, and our friends. So, thank you. As for the class, congratulations. You made it. After today, I'm sure all of you will be off to do amazing things. You work hard, and it shows. The average student in Yorktown scores much higher on standardized tests and is more proficient at reading and math when compared to students nationwide. And with the few minutes that I'm so graciously given to speak with you today, this is what I'd like to talk about. Average. The term is thrown around a lot, and often with a negative implication. People will do whatever it takes to set themselves apart from the dreaded average. They want to be remembered for something. Some try to be the funny guy in class, others join every club they can. They'll try to be the star athlete, or they'll grow out their hair so they have something to talk about. One of my favorite phenomena in human psychology is the effect known as superiority bias. Many of you have probably seen studies before that say stuff like 60% of Americans think they're more intelligent than the average, or even 90% of college professors think themselves as better than the average teacher. And these aren't flukes or cherry-picked polls. People just generally think that they're smarter than the average person. Now I'm sure that some AP stats sitting itching their seat thinking, wait, that's entirely possible, as long as only half the people are smarter than the median person. And yes, we all know average work, but you get what I mean. Now, having attended our public schools, you are indeed more than likely to be above average. Like me, you probably heard from your teachers 1,000 times, don't worry about this AP test, you'll do fine. Because remember, the test is curved, and kids across the country are taking the same exact test as you. And while this perhaps inappropriate shot at the struggles of other school districts may make you feel better temporarily, you and I, when compared to the people with whom we surround ourselves, are still pretty average. In a school that frequently ranks among the top in the state, average is quite impressive, but it just doesn't feel that way. Many of you recently went through the college admissions process. One of the coolest things you could do was go online and see scatter plots for each college showing the test scores and grades of each Yorktown student who applied there. And it was a humbling experience to see all those folks with higher SATs and GPAs who didn't even make it into your dream school. Of course, test scores and grades aren't everything, but the graphs are a good indicator where the average lies. A lot of times it's really high. You realize how above average an average can be. So, why do I stand here today? Who is this guy up here lecturing a crowd of people about how they're average? My goal is not to belittle or disparage any one of your achievements. Each of you does, and will continue to do, amazing things. People, average people, do remarkable things. All too often, the narrative focuses on the impact of great individuals, as if they alone were the impetus of change. It's the antiquated idea known in academia as the great man theory. These days, most of us are well aware that history is driven by more than just a handful of special figures. One of these great men was actually a woman named Mary Anderson. 80 years ago, she tried to sing up on this same stage in Constitution Hall. But because she looked like me, she was denied an opportunity to perform. Luckily, the Roosevelts managed to get her another venue for her performance. Now, it'd be an understatement to say that Anderson was an above-average singer. But the 75,000 people who watched, and the millions more who listened to her on the radio as she performed on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial that same year, were ordinary. And 4 years later, after many complaints, petitions, and critical editorials, the voice of the public, of everyday people, got her the platform she deserves, and she performed in front of a crowd that looked just like this, right here where I stand. So, to the class of 2019, I'd like to leave you with this word of advice. You'll be average somewhere, maybe in a job or a school, a sport or a passion. Whatever it is that you do, keep trying to be the best you can be. Your efforts have, and will continue to make it such that our collective average raises the bar and changes what it means to be average. Thank you.